Hi there, it is Tuesday, October 22nd, and it looks like I haven't recorded in a while, and despite that I feel very under the weather, I think I have a cold, but just kind of want to quickly talk, so I was born and raised in Taiwan, and I moved here when I was 9. Yeah. Anyway, so I've only kept in close touch with one of my childhood friend from Taiwan, and every time that I do go visit in Taiwan, she always makes time to see me. She's welcomed me into her home and all that. So I always feel very close to her, and I know that she feels close with me because whenever I leave, she would cry or tear up. So it's very heartwarming to know that even though we only knew each other for I don't know how many years we've been in this, 3 years I think, we were at the same class, that we built such a strong bond. So many times, many years, I've always told her to come visit me in America, in California, and I will be her tour guide. And also, can't remember how many years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, when I went to Japan with my husband and our friend, she was able to take time off and join us. So that was really nice of her, because she's a tour guide. Works for a travel agency. I don't know if she's necessarily a tour guide. Oops. Anyway, so she went around in Japan with us. That was really nice of her, because we didn't want to do like a tour. We want to do like our self tour, self-guided tour. Anyway, so that was very nice of her, and ever since that, I've been like really pushing for her to come, and it's always like, no, like, because plane tickets is very expensive to come here. And then now, because they've been married, I don't know how many years, and then now she just gave birth to her second child. So she's like, oh, before just 2, and now there's 4 of us. I'm like, oh, I understand, just more and more money to spend. Anyway, all of a sudden last Thursday, she messaged me. She's like, hey, what if we come? I'm like, I'd be happy. I'd be so happy. You don't understand. So she's like, oh, I still have to talk to my husband. He has to check his schedule. And I was just like, oh my God, when? Because I have to figure out my end. Because if I can't be there to take care of my niece and nephew once they, get out of school each day, then that's a problem. Because that's what I do right now. I take care of them after school until their parents get home. So I told them they have to let me know ahead of time so I can figure it out. And when are they thinking? And she's like, oh, next September. So I was like, awesome. That's 11 months ahead of time. Cool. So at night, I wrote a long message to my sister and my brother-in-law saying, hey, letting them know, like, for the past 25 years, I've been wanting her to come visit, and I can be their tour guide. So we need to find a substitute or a new caretaker for the kids. So this has been kind of a tricky, touchy subject, because I really feel the only reason is because my sister and I are both unsure what the other person thinks, And so since we don't know where each other stand, we would probably misinterpret things. So her first response to me was, what does this your friend coming have to do with finding a new caretaker? I'm like, because I will be unavailable. And you've always said you want advance enough notice, so I'm giving you 11 months advance notice. And then she's like, yeah, it's not a quick and easy process. Finding one is the process is long, excruciating. I'm like, exactly, that's why I'm telling you now. And also, if I'm going to foster kids, foster to adopt, I eventually probably will have other obligations, like going to court or taking the kids to the doctors or something, and I already discussed with JR, my husband, that if there's schedule conflict, he may have to take time off work to take the foster kid to doctor while I take care of my niece and nephew. And he's like, no problem. So at least we have that understanding. So that was good. But so my sister was throwing around a lot of scenarios per se, like, oh, we could do this, we could do that, and I'm like, okay, well, so like I still don't understand. I think, well, and she's saying, oh, nobody wants just to do part-time job, like 5 hours a month or something. I'm like, I understand that, but my goal is to try them out for a short time, and then eventually, if they're good, compatible, then maybe eventually down the line they'll take over, right? Maybe I want to find another job, or whatever it may be. So she kept stressing how hard it is to find a substitute. I'm like, I get it, but like, even if my friend isn't coming or whatever, days like today, like when I'm really sick, two things, I might not have enough energy to go over, and two, I don't want to expose my germs to them. So it's kind of like, I need a substitute. So anyway, so that was kind of like the first bummer. Oh, and also when I asked them or told them about it, I said, oh, unless mom can change her mind and she can come and help. So I guess my sister and my mom had a conversation. Lord knows what happened. My sister told me yesterday. Oh, shit. I just spilled my diffuser. 1 second. Anyway. So, don't know what happened between that conversation between my sister and my mom, because my sister said yesterday that don't ever ask mom to come for help, because she says she doesn't want to do it. Like, okay. So that's always, my mother's always been an issue. I think she probably is very upset with me for leaving her up in NorCal and just moving here. But I understand I have obligations. I want to take care of my mom, but she needs to be a little bit more flexible. It's not like I'm saying I don't want to take care of you. I don't want to deal with you. I'm saying, like, let's be here, move here, so I can take care of you here, and I can take care of. And then sometimes when I'm unavailable, then you can take care of the kid. All you have to do is just sit there and watch them. You don't have to do anything more, really. Maybe sometimes they gotta go drive, pick them up somewhere, but just, I don't know. So it's really upsetting for me, because I was raised to, like, oh, piety, you gotta give back to your parents, you gotta love them, respect them, just the whole payback, the piety, take care of them, which is fine. But at the same time, they're not flexible. They're just, it's not in their nature to be flexible. I guess that's why people say older people become like children, because they just become unreasonable, which kind of has been the case. So, I don't know. I know, just my mom sent me a message saying, "Oh, don't worry about it. Don't think too much about it. Your sister and your brother-in-law are supposed to figure it out. They're adults, and my brother-in-law could possibly work from home." So I'm like, I know, but at the same time, I'm supposed to be here to help them alleviate problems, and I just feel now that I'm causing them, and it's very easy for my mom to just come and help for, they're really only here for 8 days. It's not that, and then she had to keep asking questions, and we have a joint group chat with my sister, my mom, and I. And my mom had to be like, "Oh, are they joining a tour? Oh, are they you helping them and then they're going somewhere else?" Oh, like just a million questions. And I was like, she always asks a million questions. But it's always odd to me, like, if you don't want to help, if you don't want to get involved, why are you asking a million questions? That I don't get. For me, it's like I ask questions because I'm interested. So that's what I view questions as. It's like, oh, okay, my mom's asking questions, maybe she's interested, maybe she'll figure it out. But we also, my sister and I also have this epiphany. I don't know. My mom always says no first, and then eventually she'll come, because what happened before is my father-in-law passed, or before that he was already really sick, so I prepped my mother, "Hey, you might have to come and help with the kids." First she's like, "No, I can't come Wednesday." And I'm like, "Well, Wednesday was we're leaving. It's a cheaper ticket, and they don't think my father-in-law is going to last, so I want my husband to say goodbye." I'm not trying to be selfish, but yes, that's what I'm doing, because that's what I want for my husband, because my husband's not very good at asking for what he wants. Anyway, different story for another day. So no. Then she said she'll come Thursday or Friday, I forgot. And then, which was fine, because my brother-in-law can get off early from work on Thursday, Friday. So that was fine. And then all of a sudden she like changed. She's coming Wednesday night or something, or Thursday. Like, so it's just very exhausting. Like, she doesn't have to worry so much. She just have to do what we tell her. I think, like, if we already know what's going on, we tell you, so it wouldn't be so worrisome. Anyway, I don't know, just because I'm sick and I'm not making sense, or I just never make sense. And I think that's probably why sometimes my mom doesn't understand me, because my Chinese has deteriorated so much that most of the time I communicate with her in English. And it's her, English is her second language, and she doesn't use it as often. So she can't fully grasp what I'm trying to tell her. So that's a bummer. Anyway, hubby always told me I worry too much. Just let it go. And that kind of reminds me of when I worked at ISP. My boss always like, "You worry too much. You sometimes just, yes, it looks like it's, all is going to hell, like shit's breaking loose. You just have to sit back sometimes if you don't think there's any other viable solution, and something will come up," which is true. So I have to learn that. But sometimes I'm like, I really have nothing else in my life, so I think that's why I put so much into it. Anyway, I'm going to stop now. The video is getting too long. Okie doke. Until next time.